What's up, my friend? Welcome back. In this video, I'll share with you how I achieved one of my big goals, and that is flying my family to Europe first class. Well, at least that was my goal, but I ended up flying business class. But I'll explain that there's really not that big of a difference, and that was part of my journey learning how to do that. So in this video, I'm gonna break down, how did I achieve this goal? Flying this summer my family to Europe, to Latvia, where I'm originally from, and then we're gonna fly to Italy, and then from Italy back to United States, San Francisco. So let's dive in. So I haven't been back home to Latvia. Well, home is really United States, but I haven't been where I'm originally from, which is Latvia, visiting my family. I have two kids, a 4-year-old and a year and a half, and we want to go back where dad grew up, and I want to travel in comfort. It's a long flight, and having little children, I worked my tail off for the last 20 years since I moved here with 80 bucks in a suitcase, and I wanted to take my family back home first class. So one thing that is working for us right now is our son is under 2. Before we're gonna fly to to Latvia and to Europe, my son is under 2, so that means we can fly with him for free on lap. But you can only imagine flying in a regular seat for 11 hours to Europe, having your child in your lap. It would be ridiculous and completely tiring and exhausting, and it wouldn't work. So we either pay for additional seat, right, or get something more comfortable. Because it's an 11-hour flight, I wanted to lay flat. And first I was set to getting first class tickets. So I jumped on Google Flights, which is, by the way, one of the best ways to find the best prices, and start doing your initial research. Okay, what flights are available, how much it's gonna cost you. And I realized really quickly that first class tickets are really expensive. I only have flown first class once, only because I was upgraded by Delta, because I volunteered to be put on a different flight, and that was a fantastic experience. But it wasn't even like one of those seats where it's flat, because it was from New York to San Francisco and it was just regular seat. So I have really never experienced what does it feel like to fly first class when you actually can lay flat. And what happened, I did all of my research and I actually get quite discouraged because it was so expensive. And then I was like, okay, I'm the credit card guru, I'm the points guru, there's gotta be a way to book with points. So I started doing research with points, going to Amex, going to Chase, going to so many different places, and realized it's pretty much the same thing, just converted into points. So I couldn't find any way to book a decent price to fly to Europe and back. And then I remembered that a friend of mine introduced me to travel agent, and I used to think travel agents are just waste of time. Like, who needs a travel agent? Now you can book everything online. And I said, you know what? This is what they do. I met the owner maybe a year ago, and I thought, well, I'm not gonna need first class tickets for a long time, but it happened much faster than I realized. So if I booked on websites, online myself, whether with points or dollars, I'm paying cash, it would be quite expensive. So then I said, okay, here are my dates. I gave him quite a bit of freedom, flexibility. I say we want to travel 21 days between this date and this date. First we want to go to Latvia, then we want to go to Greece. That was my initial plan, and then we're going to fly back from Greece. So gave me a quote, and actually was half the price what I can find online. So it was like, wow. I mean, this is a huge difference. Still expensive, don't get me wrong, but I was already committed to do this, and I value experiences more than material things. So I was like, I'm gonna do this because I really wanted my wife to be able to sleep flat with my son. That way for 11 hours they can sleep, and it's gonna be, we're gonna fly through the night, and it'll be so much easier on everybody. And obviously my daughter and myself, we will get our seats as well. So that was the main reason why I wanted to fly first class. But when I had a conversation with the agent, he explained to me the biggest difference that I did not know. He said, well, there's really no big difference when you fly to Europe or somewhere really far, anything past 7 hours. The first class and business class, they almost are the same, because the seats will be flat, and that's really what you want. So, and he said basically that first class, actually proper first class, for a lot of planes, they only have like 6 or 8 seats. So there's just not many seats available like that. And then rest of them are first class, the next level up. Then I said, you know what? let's go with business class, because business class, you know, all I want is sleeping flat, and the price difference is so much bigger, and also there's a lot more availability. And so he presented the price to me, and then after doing a little bit of research, we thought we're gonna go to Santorini, Greece, and we realized it's not really the best place for kids, so we did more research, and we decided to go to Italy, Sardinia. It's an island in Italy. And so I submitted again him new dates, new times. He did some more research, came back, and the price was almost the same. So what he did for us, he found first business class tickets to fly to Latvia. Then we're gonna fly on our own. We booked our own tickets already. We're gonna fly from Latvia to Rome, then from Rome to Sardinia. And then he got us tickets, again, first class, well, not first class, but business class from Sardinia all the way back to San Francisco. So that was a huge goal of mine. I came to the United States with $80 in a suitcase, and I think I didn't have nothing to my name. And 20 years later, I am so grateful and excited to bring my family back in business class, right? And the reason I'm sharing this story, like, number one, the importance as entrepreneurs, just as individuals, how important it is to have dreams and goals and aspirations. And those goals might not happen overnight, but you are reminded why you work so hard. Why do you get up every single day and hustle and put in those hours and those challenges? Because ultimately you'll be able to live a life like nobody else. Like, people would watch you and go like, wow, like, you know, he's so lucky and he has such an amazing lifestyle, but you know the sacrifice you made to get to where you are. And that's exactly what I have learned, and that's the reason I'm sharing this goal with you. And I'm going to do more on this channel, you know, sharing with you first, just setting that goal, talk about why that goal is important. If I achieve, I'm going to tell you exactly how I achieve. So if you want to achieve similar goals, you can do the same thing. Because what I realized as I was watching for a lot of people, they give you these complicated strategies how to make first class or business class, but the strategies are so complicated, and it just hurts your brain, and spending so much time. It just didn't work for me. And I tried all these different tricks, and what I realized, just finding a trusted agent the old school way. I don't know how they do it, how they access that information, but if you want to connect with them, I will put their link in description. And just, if you reach out to them, just say that I sent you, give you that referral. I have no kickbacks, nothing. Maybe later they'll send me a box of chocolates, but I really want you to succeed. And if you want to explore first class or business class somewhere, something special, and you have the money to spend, you can do that. I'm not going to get to specific in numbers, you know, how much I spent, because that's not the point. The point is what I want to make. It was half the prices from what I could find online anywhere, the best deal I can find. And on top of that, he created 2 flights with more flexibility. He actually, one of the other flights, he also got us upgraded to first class or business class, and did a lot of the different things for half the price. So I mean, that's thousands of dollars in savings, and I still kept my points for something else, and I decided to pay cash. So that's it, guys. I mean, that's really what I did, and I want you to know how you could do the same thing. Because when I started, all the advice was out there. I couldn't find anything helpful. So thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, got some value, as always, I ask you to give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment. Let me know, where would you fly, first class or business class? Would love to know what's your dream destination. For me, was Italy and Greece for a long time. So now I'm achieving Italy first, and we'll add Greece. When my kids get older, we'll go for another trip, and maybe it'll be even more enjoyable when they get older, because it's very beautiful place. So let me know. And as always, if you get value from these videos, consider subscribing and turning that bell notification on, because when I release videos, you'll be one of the first ones to see them, because my goal on this channel is to help you start and scale your business, build wealth, and most importantly, leave a legacy. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you spending time with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.